Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most interesting indie projects I've seen in a long time. Blackwood, a third-person action thriller that feels straight out of a John Wick movie. Seriously, if you've ever dreamed of living that double life, calm and ordinary by day, deadly and unstoppable by night, this game is made for you. Blackwood is being developed by Triton 7 Productions, the same indie studio that made 0 Hour, and it's planned to launch on PC in Q3 2026. The idea is simple but powerful. You play as Anton Blackwood, a man with two very different lives. By day, he runs a small DVD rental shop in Brooklyn. Quiet, nostalgic, kind of melancholic. But when the sun sets, he becomes something else entirely. A cold, efficient assassin. That's what makes Blackwood so fascinating. It doesn't just drop you into endless gunfights. It lets you live both sides of this man's world. You'll decorate your apartment, stock shelves in the store, talk with customers, and then, at night, descend into the streets of New York City to carry out brutal contracts. The contrast is insane, and it gives the whole experience a cinematic rhythm. calm, then chaos. During the day, Anton's world feels almost peaceful. You can explore his shop, manage his inventory, interact with people, even customize his apartment. It's like a slice of life simulation wrapped inside a dark action thriller. But the moment you step through that basement door after closing time, everything changes. The lights dim, the music shifts, and the city outside becomes a neon jungle filled with danger. Anton isn't just a hitman, he's obsessed with the idea of performance. The developers described him as someone inspired by the crime movies he grew up watching, mimicking their style when he fights. It's like every kill is part of a twisted film choreography. You can totally picture it, rain pouring over the streets, reflections bouncing off the pavement, and Anton moving with that deadly calm precision. One shot, one kill, no wasted motion. What's really interesting is that Blackwood isn't just about shooting your way through missions, it's about identity. Anton sees himself as the protagonist of his own story, yet he constantly feels like someone else is pulling the strings. There's a mysterious figure behind the scenes, manipulating everything, a shadow that follows him everywhere he goes. That layer of paranoia gives the story a real psychological edge. Now, let's talk about the gameplay, and because Blackwood looks like it could hit that sweet spot between cinematic action and deep player control. The combat is fast, stylish, and brutally realistic. You'll switch between melee and gunplay seamlessly, slide behind cover, disarm an enemy, grab a bottle off a table, or use the environment to finish someone off. The devs say the game will feature countless contextual takedowns, meaning you can improvise in every fight. It's not just button mashing, it's choreography. If you've seen John Wick fight scenes, you already know the vibe. Clean, precise movements, every motion purposeful. 1 second Anton's vaulting over a counter, the next he's spinning around to land a headshot mid-slide. And when things get close, expect brutal hand-to-hand sequences that feel heavy and cinematic. But the coolest part is that your choices actually matter. Blackwood features a branching story that bends to your actions. Maybe you decide to spare someone during a mission, or take them out without hesitation. Maybe your decisions in the daytime, like who you talk to or how you run your store, come back to haunt you later. The developers say every decision will echo through Anton's story, potentially leading to multiple endings. That's ambitious, especially for an indie studio. The world of Blackwood is pure mood. It's set in 2012 New York City, a smart choice because it feels modern but just distant enough to have that nostalgic edge. Picture old smartphones, boxy cars, and DVD rentals instead of streaming services. It's the perfect setting for someone like Anton, a man caught between eras, between the quiet life he's pretending to live and the violent reality he can't escape. At night, the city transforms into a playground of danger. Streets glow with neon signs, puddles reflect the chaos, and the soundtrack, created by the developer's own in-house band, ties it all together. Yep, they're making their own music for the game. Expect moody jazz during calm moments, tense electronic beats during stealth sections, and explosive drums when the bullets start flying. It's a passion project through and through, and visually, the game's being built with Unity 6 HDR, which means high-end lighting, reflections, and cinematic detail. Think Max Payne 3 meets Drive meets John Wick. The whole thing just oozes style. Alright, let's talk about what's really going on behind Anton's story. The tagline might as well be, someone is always watching. There's clearly a bigger game at play, like someone manipulating Anton from the shadows. We don't know if it's a secret organization, a crime boss, or maybe someone from his past, but the devs hint that Anton's got history. They literally said he has a past that refuses to stay buried, so I'm expecting some heavy flashbacks or emotional twists along the way. Maybe Anton used to work for a covert agency, or maybe he lost someone he loved and was drawn into the underworld for revenge. Whatever it is, his two worlds are bound to collide. Imagine this. An enemy discovers his secret life, his co-worker, the one person who treats him like a normal human, gets caught in the crossfire, and Anton's forced to choose between protecting her or finishing his mission. That's the kind of emotional punch that could make Blackwood unforgettable. And since the game is said to explore obsession and performance, I wouldn't be surprised if the main villain treats Anton's killings like an art form, controlling him like a director controls an actor. It's twisted, it's cinematic, and it fits perfectly with the tone this game is going for. The game was officially announced in October 2025, with a reveal trailer that blew up online. Fans were immediately hooked by the mix of stylish combat and emotional storytelling. A few weeks later, a gameplay trailer showed more. Anton walking through his store, closing up, opening that secret basement door, and boom, it cuts to chaos, with gunfights, chases, and brutal brutal close quarters action. It's indie, but it looks AAA. Right now, Blackwood is confirmed for PC only. No word yet on console versions, but let's be real. If it performs well, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series ports are almost guaranteed later. The planned release window is Q3 2026, so between July and September 2026. There's still plenty of time for polish, marketing, and maybe even a playable demo down the road. Everything we've seen so far paints Blackwood as one of those rare indie gems that punches way above its weight. It combines slick John Wick style combat with a surprisingly emotional story about identity, guilt, and obsession. It's violent but thoughtful, stylish but grounded. If a Tritom 7 Productions pulls this off, Blackwood could easily become one of the most talked about indie games of 2026. It's basically Hitman meets Max Payne with a touch of Yakuza style slice of life. And I'm totally here for it, so mark your calendars for Q3 2026 and keep this one on your radar. And hey, now if you liked this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Which part of Blackwood has you most hyped? The story, the brutal combat, or the whole double life concept? Thanks for watching everyone, see you next time.